Meirei Rabbi say, we are entering the final week of Shovavim, Tafshin Pei Daled, the week of Parshas Tetzaveh. The last 7 weeks, we embarked together on a journey to try to release ourselves from the bondage of the Yetzer Hara, to try to reconnect ourselves to the Rabbi Shalom, to try to be Mekabel the Torah, work on ourselves, and ultimately to try to become a Merkava L'Shechina, a place where the Shechina wants to rest. This week of Parshas Tetzaveh may be the hardest week for all of us. It's the week where not only do we have to do something for this week's Avodah, but we have to try to do something that we'll be able to hold on to throughout the year. Mi yale bahar Hashem, umi yakum bimkaim kadshay. The Sfarim Akdeshim tell us that that's talking to someone who is looking to grow and looking to steig, and there's a mi yale bahar Hashem, who is going to go up the mountain of Avodas Hashem. But that's not the pinnacle. The real test is mi yakum bimkaim kadshay. Who will stay on top of the mountain? Who will be able to take all that we worked on the last 7 weeks and be able to integrate that into our daily lives for the rest of our lives? To integrate that into the regular days of the year, where it's not Shovavim, or it's not Yomim Neiroyim, or it's not Yomim Tovim. What is the secret and what is the trick to try to take what we worked on and keep it up? I want to share with you a beautiful vort from the Novminsker Rebbe Zecher Tzaddik Levracha. The Ramban in this week's Parshas Tetzaveh, and many other Mefarshim asked the Kasha that if you look in Parshas Truma, the Torah tells us about all the kelim of the Mikdash, how they should be made, the measurements, what they should be made with. But there's one keli of the Mikdash that in Parshas Truma we don't discuss. It's not discussed until the end of Parshas Tetzaveh. The end of Parshas Tetzaveh, we discussed the building of the Mizbeach HaZohav, the Mizbeach which was used for the Ketores. Why does the Torah separate the Mizbeach HaZohav from all the other Klei HaMikdash? And the Novminsker Rebbe tells us a beautiful pshat. We know that there's a fundamental difference between the Avodah of the Ketores and the Avodah of all the other Klei HaMikdash. The Avodah of Karbonos, all the Avodas HaMikdash require that the person who's doing the Avodah and the person who the Avodah is being done for is a tzaddik. The pasuk tells us about Karbonos, Zevach Rishoyim To'eva, a rasha that brings a carbon. That carbon is disgusting in the eyes of Hashem. When it comes to the Ketores, however, Chazal tell us that the reason why Chelbina, which is a not nice smelling spice, is in the Ketores is to teach us that even Rishoyim have a part in this. Even things that don't smell good, even Rishoyim whose actions are not good, are also part of the Avodas HaKetores. Zakten of Minsker Rebbe, that's what the Torah is telling us over here. That Ketores is different than everything else. Where everything else needs that it should be done pure, it should be done through a tzaddik, the Avodah of Ketores is separated to teach us that the Avodah of Ketores encompasses all of Klal Yisrael, even those who are not yet on the Madrega of a tzaddik, even those who Rachmana Litzlan may be in the Madrega of a rasha, but they're all part of the Ketores. But why is that? What is the difference between the Avodah of Ketores and the Avodah of Karbonos? And I once saw from the Tosher Rebbe Zecher Tzaddik Levracha a beautiful taich, and he brings it from Sfarim. And he says that the word karban means hiskarvus, coming close. The word keteris is miloshen ketira, which is the Aramaic word for being connected, being tied up, being tied together. Zok the Tasha Rebbe, a karban, which is the avodah of coming close, requires that the individual who comes close is worthy of doing what he's doing, of coming close. But the avodah of keteris, which is an intimate connection that is there intrinsically, is not dependent on the person or what he does. It's who he is. The fact that he's a Yid connects him to the Rabbi Shalom. And therefore, karbanos are specifically for people who are worthy of it. But the connection that is there through keteris, that intimate connection between every Yid and the Rabbi Shalom, has nothing to do with what we do, but it has to do with who we are. The fact that we are Yidden. But then the Novinsky Rebbe shares with us a wonderful insight. In the Parsha of Keteris, at the end of this week's Parsha, the Torah puts in also the Hadlakas Haneris, the Hadlakas HaMenorah. Why does the Torah mingle the Hadlakas HaMenorah with the Haktaras Haktaris? And Zok the Novinsky Rebbe, because Menorah represents the actions of tzaddikim. Shemen, Chazal tell us, l'reach shmonecha toivim, elu maisei hatzaddikim. And whereas keteris represent all of Klal Yisrael, every single yachid, but there's one thing that a yachid does have to do in order to be zeicha to that connection of keteris, and that is, he has to mingle with tzaddikim. He has to become part of groups of Erlich Yidden. And when that person, who his actions himself may be lacking, is part of a kehillah, is part of a group of friends, has connections with Talmidei Chachamim, with Tzaddikim, that is what elevates the person, that no matter what he does, his connection is intimate. And he has the Maila of Keteris. My Rabbi say, it's been a long tkufa of Shovavim, and it may be hard to keep up, but I think that there's a trick. I think that there's a secret. If every one of us would make sure that we're connected with Erlich Yidden, we're connected with a Rebbe, a Rosh Hashiva, a Rav, a Choshev Yid, an Erlich, a neighbor, someone that we can just be connected to, we can talk to, we can learn from, we can observe and try to learn from his actions, no matter what time of year it is, no matter if it's Shovavim or not. But if we are going to connect ourselves to groups and to individuals of Erlich Yidden, of Maisei Tzadikim, then we will never be lost. We will always retain that connection. Let us put a focus on it. Let us try to think, who will I be connected with? What group will I belong to? Who will my friends be? Will I make sure to have a connection to a Rav, to a Rebbe, to a Rosh Hashiva? Will I make sure to learn from Erlich Yidden? And if we do that, we will be zeicha to mi yakum bimkaim kadshay. We'll be able to keep up all that we attained the last 8 weeks and carry it with us and with our families. And together with Gans Klal Yisrael, we will be zeicha to that ultimate connection. We will be zeicha to rejoice when v'sechazena einenu b'shuvcha l'tzion berachamim. And we will be zeicha once again to bring karbanos and to be makter keteris.